Hey guys, welcome to Sufi Speaks and thank you all for subscribing to my channel. It is really nice that you want to see more of my videos and you want to know what else I'm doing. So really thanks to you all. If you like all my videos, then keep subscribing, keep sharing it with your friends. Also you can follow me on Instagram. So there you will get a lot of updates and other videos which I don't post on here. So I'll be leaving the link in the description box below here, so you can go and check. Alright, so today's video is going to be all about the hair care. Right, so if you remember about 3 months back, I had done the first post of me getting a Pixie haircut and what are the things that I had been doing since then, and I had promised that I will come back with the next video with what is happening with my hair and what is the next stage that I have gone through. So now you can see there's a lot of there's a lot of changes in my hair. My hair has started growing up and now I'm able to go with a small pony and has given a beautiful shape now. So it's really nice. So definitely it has been a lot of changes, and a lot of patience is definitely required when you are going for a very short pixie haircut, because your hair doesn't grow immediately, so it doesn't happen in that way, but it definitely goes through a different stage, and that is something that you need to remember, and you need to hold on to it and just have all those patience required. So let's go ahead. So if you ask me what are the things that I've been doing currently, I'm trying to keep as minimal products as possible on my hair, and I'm trying to go with more of DIYs. The reason is that my hair has started growing now, and there's a lot of a lot of months, and maybe there's a long way for my hair to grow back to its previous length. I'm not still sure if I want to maintain that, or again I want to go for a short hair. That's decision which is going to be later on, but to make sure my hair strands are very healthy and is not affected much with other chemicals, so I'm trying to avoid as much as possible. So I've cut down a lot of products in specific of steps, right? So shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, or what so not. So I've just reduced it, and so I'm going to put it across to what I'm doing currently. So first of all, let me start with my hair texture. So my hair is more of a wavy texture, and it's pretty thick, not very thick, not very fine, but if you see, it's sort of thick, and it's not very straight, so it goes with the end being like this, it just curls up. So if you have seen me in my previous videos, you would have seen how my hair actually, when it is in a longer length, how it gets into. So I prefer to keep very low, minimum products and not very heavy products, basically because my hair tends to low down, so which is really not my like. I want my hair to be free, as well as to have that natural waves, and not to make it look as if it's heavy in the bottom, right? Though it's short, I prefer to keep it very light, and my hair scalp is oily, so definitely summer season there's a lot of problems in terms of my scalp gets too oily the very second day of taking head bath. So I need to be very careful in terms of oiling and everything, and to make sure there's no I wash it frequently, but at the same time I do not use a lot of products and strip the natural oil, right? So that is about my hair texture and everything. So let's go ahead. So if you ask me how I comb my hair, I basically use this comb. I think it's there with me for about 2 to 3 years now. Yes, so this was given by my husband. I think during some of us traveling, he had bought me this. So it's a very nice wooden comb, and if I'm not wrong, there is a belief that it's better to use neem or else a wooden comb for your hair, because the plastic combs tend to damage your hair. So anyways, I have been using this for about 3 years, as I told you, and it's really good. It doesn't I haven't seen any negative effect on my hair, and definitely it's very nice and easy to comb. right? So it's not very broad tooth, but it's a medium one, but it is nice, and it easily gets, my hair gets into it, and it's pretty much nice. So this is what I'm using. And apart from that, for styling, what I am using currently, I am using sometimes the blow dry and the straightener. Blow dry only in case that I need to go for a function, or maybe I need to get into maybe to office, or maybe an early meeting, so something where I might have taken head bath and there is not much of time for the hair to dry naturally. In those cases, I just use the blow dry, but again, not very much, just for 1 or 2 minutes I just do it, so that once the water, basically the hair gets semi dry, I just basically put a shawl when I'm going to office. That's because the shawl will protect the hair to be less frizzy, because there's a lot of wind coming in when you're traveling, the hair gets more frizzier, right? So to avoid that, I cover it with a stole or a shawl, and make sure the hair doesn't get more frizzy. So that's how. So maybe if you ask me how regularly, maybe in a week once, right? So but now being in lockdown, that is definitely a zero. So I haven't been using blow dry. It's I'm just allowing it to be as natural as possible. And straightener, again, when my hair was growing, about before this particular stage, it was bit not very nice to look into, because the hair textures were little different, and here the hair was short in this corner, this side. So there used to be a lot of difference, and it used to not be a very good side. So that's when I was using straightener, but again, not every day. I used to use it once I had the hair wash, which would stay for about 2 to 3 days, and then that's how I used to follow the same cycle. But I used to make sure that I use it at a very minimal heat, because I don't want to damage my hair again. And definitely using a lot of heat on your hair affects your hair texture, and the growth also gets stunned. So it's better to avoid as much as possible. And currently, again, lockdown, no use of blow dry, no use of straightener. Definitely that is helping. So after all the tools and what I'm using, let's go ahead with the mask, right? So previously I had been using the Body Shop banana hair pack, or the hair mask. I also had used the argan oil hair mask from the Mama Earth brand. They were pretty good, they were really nice. Definitely gave me a lot of my hair felt more smooth, and there was a lot of moisture in hair. But because I have sort of oily scalp, it little made my scalp more oily than a bit early than what I could expect, right? So that's one problem. Maybe using less of this product, or maybe in that way it could have helped me. But I use it for for a very long time, both the products alternatively I used to use it. But after I got my hair shortened, I have completely stopped those products. I am using only curd. So I mix curd basically with coconut oil, or maybe methi. Just mix it and apply it over scalp and hair, and keep it for about 20-25 minutes, because that would help in taking all the moisture content to your hair. And again, methi is good for your hair growth, and also in correcting your hair scalp health. It's really good. I have previously used it, and I'm an avid user of this particular mask, and I think I have been sharing this with every other person who asks me about the scalp health. Definitely methi is very very effective when you're using it, either in ways of paste, or maybe you mix it with other products like curd or coconut oil or castor oil. Anything that you want, you can apply it on your hair and leave it for some good time, and then wash it. Yes, do people say that it dries off the hair, but for me it hasn't. Maybe because I have oily scalp, so it has helped me in controlling that oil, at the same time keeping my hair moisture intact. So it has definitely been very effective for me, and I'm still doing that, so there is no change. And after mask, definitely other options that I use is oiling my hair. For oiling, I basically use the Dabur almond oil. Again, it's your preference. You can use any brand, anything that you like or you've been using and your hair likes it. Definitely you should go for it. For me, this has really worked. Dabur almond oil has really worked and it's been very effective. I definitely see a lot of improvements in my hair texture as well as on the hair growth. So it's really nice. Apart from that, I also use the castor oil, which is from the the Soulflower. So Soulflower brand has got a lot of oil options, from your essential oils to the oils that you can use basically for your hair, like coconut oil. You have your castor oil, almond oil. There's a big range of oils that you can find, and again the brand is very trustful. I have been using their tea tree oil for for about 4 to 5 years now, and it's been really good. And castor oil, again, I do not know how many bottles have emptied, but definitely it's very nice. Again, it's your choice. You can go for any of the brands, but yes, castor oil, which is again one more very I think household name, a household item that has been used for hair care. I basically mix it with coconut oil just because it's very thick, so it would be little difficult to wash it out from your hair, and I don't want to put a lot of product and just pull that entire thing coming out, oil, and there's a lot of products going in. It's not that good. So what I do is I basically mix the castor oil and the coconut oil and make sure the consistency is pretty good, and then I apply it to my scalp as well as to my hair strands. I basically leave it overnight. I comb it nicely, again not very heavily. That's really not something that you have to do. It's something that you have to just comb it in such a way. You do not put a lot of pressure on your scalp, but just that you have that movement on your scalp, and definitely there is the blood flow being good. So definitely that will help you, because basically there is more of blood flow, there is a lot of oxygen which goes around to the nerves, and there is a lot of what I can say, a lot of more of chances for the hair follicles to grow, to be healthy, so that it gets all the nutrients that it requires. So that's one thing that you need to keep in mind. Oiling, you need to comb your hair in a softer and a lighter hand, so that everything gets spread across to your scalp as well as to your hair strand, and it gives you whatever nutrients or whatever is required for your hair, for the hair growth as well as the scalp health. All right, so these are the three things that I'm using as oil for my hair. And apart from that, some people say you can use even honey and honey curd and banana, mix it and make it as a mask. I did try it once, but it didn't go that good for me, and I was pretty scared because it has honey, and we believe that honey changes your hair color. I was a bit of scared, but again it didn't work for me, so I haven't been using it. So it's only the curd with the methi, or either only the curd, or even a curd with coconut oil also works well. Right, so after all this, what I do for hair wash, so I prefer to wash it twice a week. It might seem very weird for some people if you have been washing your hair every other day, but I don't do it because, again, as I told you, my scalp has a problem where every other day if I'm washing it, there are more chances of the oil stripping out, and there is more chances of more of oil production, making it more oily. Again, I live in Bangalore. The Bangalore weather is not that harsh where my hair gets oily the very next day. So I wash it on the third day. I mean, the first, if in case I wash it on a Monday, I make sure I wash it on a Wednesday. I basically wash it in that way, so that my there is that gap given for my hair as well. So I do it in that way, and I use lukewarm water. I do not use very hot water or not very cold water. Lukewarm water is nice if in case, especially when I'm using oil in my hair. So because at least warm oil would help the oils to be taken in an easier way. But if in case there's no oil, you can go for cold water if you prefer so. But I prefer going with the lukewarm, so I feel it gets more cleaner on my hair. And definitely no hot water. Please do not use it. It's really not good for your hair. Right. So coming to the shampoo, what I'm using. So currently I have been using the Body Shop banana shampoo. Again, as I told you, I am using very minimal products. I am not using any conditioner as such currently for this hair length. I am using only the shampoo. There's the banana shampoo, so it is pretty good. It helps in locking that moisture that is required for my hair, and definitely doesn't make my scalp very oily. If you ask me what I'm doing for in place of conditioner, if in case I feel my hair is going dry, I definitely go to coconut oil. Again, it is something which is household and very safe. Take some 2 or 3 drops of coconut oil, mix it between your hands and just move it across your fingers like this. So basically the strand takes it in, and that is pretty much enough for the hair. Doesn't make it oily, but at the same time there is less of the chemicals on your hair, right? So that is one. And apart from that, I sometimes, very rarely, I use this shampoo as well. So this is the System Professional Keratin Protect shampoo. So this was suggested by my hairstylist when I got the Pixie haircut. So he preferred me that I use this particular shampoo in terms of improving the hair texture. So I do use it, but I make sure I use other things also which is required for my hair. So I maintain it maybe once in 10 days. When I wash my hair, I use this the keratin shampoo because I feel it makes my hair more pokey, and it makes it very pokey is what I feel. So maybe it has got some good effect, definitely, but I prefer my hair to be more natural and more natural baby in terms of how it looks. So I prefer using that keratin shampoo once in 10 days and also. So it gets all the goodness which is required, plus it doesn't make my hair look more pokey. So that's how. Then moving to dry shampoo, if you ask me, again, there's not of much styling is required for the short hair. Either you can just, now I'm tying like this. Previously I wouldn't have so much, I didn't have so much of hair to tie like this. I would just leave my hair open or use a hairband or hair clip just to make sure it doesn't fall on my face. But if in case, I think as it grows along, or is when when I had the first stage of the Pixie, that's when I use the dry shampoo a bit, because to make sure my hair stands in a way that that it is supposed to stand. Maybe I referred the photo and I felt maybe it should stand in that way. Yeah, so I used to use it, but I think after it might grow to a next length, maybe till here. Yeah, maybe then I might use it if I want to do maybe like high pony, or maybe I want to do a braiding here or something of that sort. When I'm experimenting, definitely I'm gonna use those dry shampoo more frequently, I believe. But again, for that I am using something which is more on less of chemical. So I have been using the Evans more inside sea salt dry shampoo. Again, this was given to me by my hairstylist, so it's pretty nice and it's very lightweight. It doesn't make your hair very heavy, and there is no buildup that is formed using this. So it is something that very nice. And again, it's sea salt. So sea salt is again which is a household name when it comes to usage. So definitely it is not very effective. Again, I'm not using it very frequently, so less product on my hair, definitely. So that's my motto here currently. So yes, so those were the products and things that I have been doing on my hair. And apart from that, I think for everybody it's good to definitely use different products, but try using less of chemicals on your hair if possible. Maybe try some homemade items if in case you can do DIYs, or some products that you can try to, because that would reduce the the chemical on your hair, and maybe for on longer run that would be more safer for you. And yes, coming back to how to basically not to stress your hair with a lot of blow dry or straightener, or maybe even using very tight clips, or tying your hair very tight. Once in a while is fine, but make sure you, before you go to bed, you make your hair more freer. Just give a very light handed combing to it, and tie a braid or maybe a loose pony or whatever you prefer to, so that your hair would feel less stressful and it is easy for it to breathe as well, because end of the day, the more stress that hair gets, the more effect or the damage is done to your hair. And definitely apart from these products, good intake of food in terms of proteins, what is required, maybe in terms of the green vegetables or meat or egg, whatever you prefer to according to your food choices, maybe having more of products that the food that would help you in hair growth is something that you need to take care of again for your hair health. And definitely, so if you need, maybe you can also use some supplements. There are a lot of supplements that is available on the in the market. So there are different apps again. So there are different products that is there on the market where you can use as a supplement for the hair growth. So like one of the product that I can think as of now is some people use cod liver tablets, because it's a supplement which helps in terms of hair growth and skin and everything. So it's one of the that I can think. And apart from that, definitely I remember as a kid, my at my home they would give me almond. Again, almond is good for eyesight, for your skin, for your hair, for your nail. So it has got multiple uses in it. So I think definitely all these, in case we consume it in a supplement way, I think that is definitely going to add more more effect on the hair care and hair texture and hair growth. So yes, so that's it from my side. Again, this is something my opinion, and it's from my experience. It can differ from you or anybody else, because everybody has their own choices and experiences. So definitely I think it would vary, but I would love to hear from you. What are you trying to do for your hair growth to have more healthy hair? So do share with me in the comment section, and do follow me, and let's grow this community more. And love you all. Thank you.